and welcome back to Share Your Truth. Today's topic, we will be discussing how to find peace in chaos.
I'm Candice B.
I'm Bridget Marie.
I'm Mika Means.
I'm Raquel. I'm Takoya.
Trayana.
I'm Jasmine. How to find peace in chaos. I would say first you gotta figure out or identify what's causing the chaos. Get to the root of it. Once you identify what it is, come up with a plan of action. I always go to praying first, and then also just sharing what it may be, so that way you won't be handling that chaos by yourself. Well, you would, but you'll have people like supporting you in the back. I'm in chaos right now in my mind. So, and right now I am trying to find peace in it. It's a little harder than expected, but I feel like once you accept the chaos that you're in, you identify it, you accept it, and you just come up with a plan of action how to get through it, or how to come to peace. Come to peace with the chaos that you're in. I think that would help a lot. Accept it, look at it, see what you can learn from it. It's a reason why you're in that chaos. Jesus, you're speaking to me right now. Whoa. It's a reason why you're in the chaos that you're in.
I think about chaos, I think about like being in the middle of like destruction, like just stuff going on, and you're just standing in the middle and you don't know what to do, how to react or respond to it. But I found that you're going to always have something going on. And the best thing to do is to seek God for peace. Because you're going to always have situations that you feel you have no control over. And because you don't have the control, that's what makes you feel like you're in chaos. And when you're in chaos, the peace that comes with, you have to enjoy the chaos because it is shaping and molding you into something. But when you get to a place where you know that God is doing something with you in the chaos, that's where you find the peace. Because you're on this journey for a reason. You're traveling down this road for a reason. So I would say for me, in most cases, I'm calm about things. But I realize that sometimes I don't even know when I'm stressing, because it's more of my body react to the stress. Like I don't feel like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't panic in my situations, but I guess my body feels it. So I'll get like migraines and I'll get all these things. But if you're allowing those things to take over, it's going to hit somewhere.
Right.
And if it can't hit you physically or like in your lifestyle, it affects your health, and it just keeps going on and on. So you gotta find a peace in whatever you're going through, and know that God has a way out. Like there's going to be a way out at some point. But sometimes God needs you to be in that, just so that you know that He's going to help you out of it. Because you are not in control. You can't get yourself out of everything.
Right.
And so you got to be at peace that I don't have control, because if you're in control, you don't need Him.
Right.
And every moment of the day, He needs you to know that you need Him, period.
Right.
So that's what I would
So
say.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because I'm in the mind chaos right now, and you said that, and I know this is just right now, since I'm not doing it, but you said to seek God and God will get you through. Right now, I'm not in the headspace to seek God, so it's like I know He there, whatever. I know He still talk to me, feel me, but I'm not doing it. Like it's me that's separating myself from Him. And that's another thing that bothers me. But it's like, what about when you don't want to do it for yourself?
Because for me personally, I think when you get to that point, you have to actually command, like you have to force, you got to fight to get to that place. Like you can't allow that to be an excuse, because you know what to do. It's like a kid, like your child know what to do. They're making a decision not to do it. What's going to happen? They're going to be in trouble.
Right.
So you're going to get them deeper. You digging yourself in a deeper hole by just not wanting to do it. But if you don't, like, I don't know if somebody else have an answer, but I just think that you have to intentionally every day tell yourself, I'm going to do this. Just like you tell yourself every day, I'm going to go to work.
Right.
You make sure you go to work. I'm going to brush my teeth, you make sure you brush your teeth. It has to be one of those things that you tell yourself you gotta do in order to get to that place where now it effortlessly happens every day for you. So you know what to do. That's just the enemy just wants us to stay in that place.
And it could be the only reason that you're not out of it is because you're not
doing it.
That could be why you not haven't came out. Because he waited for you to do exactly what he tell you to do. And you know what to do. And you like, God, I'm going to be defiant today. And that's all good. And he like, I'm going to back off.
Right.
If you want to be defiant, do it. Be all defiant as you want to be. But you need me. I don't need you.
Okay, so I would say with me finding peace in chaos, I was just in a situation, and it was my first time like identifying with depression, right? And I had so much going on, and prior to this, I was that type of person that it is what it is. I was just like always in God's presence. Like that's where I wanted to be. I felt something there. I was strengthened there. It was life changing for me, and it was a place that I was comfortable being in. And then I went ahead and I wanted out. I wanted to branch out and do my own thing. I was seeing other people do their own thing, and I was even telling God like, yo, like what's up? Like when is it my turn to get out here and do this? I feel like I'm in this space where it's just me and you. It's cool and all, but like when is it go time? And I finally like stepped out, and I really, where I messed up is, even if I am stepping out, I didn't keep God first. And it was part of knowing how to balance it. Going after other things, but making sure God is first, and I did not do that. And once I was there and things got chaotic because I totally let that alone and went somewhere else, I found it so much harder to get back there. Even when I desired it, I did not know how to get back there. And that left me in a very dark place because I had so much going on, and it was just pressure. Like pressure of failing, pressure of, just failing and not succeeding. And I'm so much trying to go after money. I'm so much trying to go after this. I'm trying to make this relationship work. I'm trying to do all that. And I just found myself in a dark space. And it wasn't until I finally opened up and started to tell people about it that things started to take a turn, I would say. And man, I had to get to a place where I had to fight. And I was saying this earlier, like somebody was telling me, you know, speak over your life. I know I don't have the desire, and I hear these thoughts in the mindset that I was in. It was like, you have to fight, it's a battle. And I just did not have that energy to fight. I didn't want to fight, and then to finally be in a place where I literally had to fight all day to have a good day was crazy. It was something that I never ever experienced. But the only thing that kept me going is just knowing God's word, for one, straight up knowing God's word. And I had to understand, like, okay, I know God with me, and I had to like man up, woman up at that point. It was either like sink or get up and go. And I understand that God don't let nothing happen without a purpose. And I understand how tough times it do build character. We all hear those little sayings, the memes, whatever, like tough times really do build character. And I have to tell God, like, okay, I'm down with whatever I have to go through. If it's going to build me up, then I'm with it. Just make sure you with me. You know, if I'm going to be in a dark place, I'm cool with it. If it's going to hurt, it's going to hurt. But just make sure you with me, and I feel you, and I'll go through it. You know, and having that mindset really, really helped me. And I think that's how I found peace. It didn't come overnight. It was a lot of days of crying and not understanding. But again, like I said, one of the things that truly, truly helped me was me speaking out to people. And having them pray for me. And with that, slowly but surely, I was able to fight for myself a little bit more. To now, like I have the energy and the strength to fight, and I'm cool with like batting down those negative thoughts.
That's good. I think, Kel, I talked to you like a while back about a particular situation. I called you, it was like maybe 6 months ago. And my thing was like, I don't talk to people. The first and only person that I consult with is God. Once he gives me the information that I need, I run with it. I don't sit and try to talk to my mom or my sisters or my friends, because I feel, and it's just my personal, I feel like, you know, we're all humans. We all go through our, you know, own situations. And sometimes I might come to you with something that's true and dear to my heart. And because you're going through what you're going through in your life, the response that you're gonna give me may not be what I need in that particular moment. So I made any decision to talk to God and God only. However, I do write in my journals or whatever. But something would just tell me like, call her. So I called Kels and I was telling her exactly how I feel about that entire situation. Like, I don't talk to people. I choose not to talk to people just because I don't care about nobody having one up on me. I don't care about exposing myself, because that's just what I do. I put myself on the front line any day. And it's just because I know I got an army behind me, you know? And it goes beyond the people that are in my life on a daily. And that's how I keep my sanity. Because I'm like, okay, if I come to you and I tell you my situation, and then you get with your homegirls and you use my situation as an example to spark up a whole nother situation, that can do a lot more damage for me than it would heal me. So to avoid those kind of situations, I just made a decision not to, you know, talk to anybody about it. So when I called her and I expressed that to her, I did feel a sense of relief, because I felt like I was talking to a like-minded individual. So it's very important to, when you get to that point to where you want to talk to people or you want to get advice or insight, you have to be around like-minded people to give you or to feed you exactly what you need. Because if you give somebody the opportunity to take something away from you, they'll take it. If you give them the opportunity to pour something into you, they'll pour it. But it's all about you and your discernment and how you look at certain situations. You don't have to necessarily put their lifestyle under a magnifying glass, but it has to be something that we encode and decode. I benefit from the conversation just as much as you will. We're eagles. We're not pigeons. Pigeons are the birds that just fly and poop everywhere. Eagles, we soar together. Like, I'm not never gonna walk in the building, I got the sunlight and my homegirls are in the shade. No, we all stepping up to the plate. We all walking in individually, uniquely in our own light, and doing what we gotta do. And I think for me, I learned how to be still in my chaos, because I knew how to surrender. I'm like, once I feel like the pressure is too thick, boom, my hands is up, don't shoot. I'm not trying to do it no more, God. This is all you. Like, you the pilot, I'm the co-pilot. I'm gonna let you do your thing. I know and understand that I don't have the power or the mental stability to get through this on my own, so I'm releasing it. And for me, that gave me, until this day, that gives me so much peace. Because I'm not carrying on the way that everybody else. If you tell me what you think about me, now I have to sit in the mirror and debate like, dang, I thought I was this, but Candace said I'm that. So that's chaotic. You know, that's confusing. But how am I going to let a complete stranger come in my life and identify me or tell me who I am without acknowledging the fact that God has been telling me who I am from day one?
Right.
And I need to confirm it. Okay, God, you told me that. That is what I am. Walk in it, owning it. Be confident enough to know that people going to turn their noses up at you. But it is what it is. This is who God said I am. So I'm going to walk in it boldly and confidently, knowing and understanding that he got me, even if you don't. And I think for me, that's what kept me, you know, kind of somewhat completely balanced. However, there are those dark days when you do feel, and I'm a living witness because I'm going through it right now. Every day I got to get up and remind myself that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm making the money that I'm supposed to make. I have the resources that I need. I have the people who love me. The people that are supposed to be in my life are here. The ones who are not by, you know, and that's something that I just got to, and this is every day. Like, every day I wake up, because I can go to sleep completely happy and wake up like, did you pay this bill? What you gonna eat today? You ain't got no money to buy no outfit, you better make one. Like, you know, like, I legit have to do that, or else I will get on Instagram and compare myself to so-and-so. Oh, she driving that car. Oh, I've been doing this the legit way and she getting fast money. What I gotta do to be down? You know? And then you start playing those kind of tricks on yourself, and it's like, you set yourself up for failure. Didn't nobody else do that? So if you want to be a badass, you make sure you can deal with the territory.
That was good that you said that, because I was gonna touch on creating the chaos for yourself. Like, a lot of people be in chaos, but they created it. And sometimes you be in it, you created it, and then you looking around like everybody else created it. Really, you are the person that created the chaos.
Right.
So, like you said, your mind is going through chaos that you created yourself. So now you like, and it's certain people who point the finger. Like, she started that, or he, you know, and now you in chaos because you're not understanding that you are the chaos. You are the chaos.
No, seriously.
That comes with self-reflection because I be thinking I'm the chaos. I think I am the chaos. For myself. When I feel overwhelmed, I feel like I did this.
Most definitely.
When you,
So that's why I said that, because I be doing so much and then I sit down and I be like, I'm exhausted. And it's like, I'm exhausted because I did it to myself.
Right.
I signed up for this. I did that. I said this. I did. I agreed.
That's so.
You get what I'm saying? I went there. I drunk that. I got the hangover.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I created
embrace
my own chaos. And sometimes we create our own chaos and then we looking around not understanding that we are the people that created it.
Right.
Now that becomes with what you putting on yourself. But then there are people who create chaos with other people, multiple people. Now they have chaos within themselves and with other people.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I'm not a chaos starter with other people. I create chaos within myself. So I have to reflect and be like, I started this.
Right.
I need to look at my calendar on Sundays and
Right.
realize I can't do this.
Right.
And I need to say no. I need to stop being, you get what I'm saying? So that is for me. Like when to stop creating chaos within myself, because I'm not a chaos creator with other people. I'm just not. But for myself, I have to do things that work for me to stop creating chaos within my life.
Right.
And for me, it's a planner. I had to go buy that little $24.99 planner because I need to see what my life is for the week.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I need to see. I need to be like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I need to say, no, I'm having my son, or I gotta pick up. But here I am putting myself in places that I really cannot do. So I'm creating chaos within myself, and for those people who create chaos with other people, y'all the main ones. Y'all the main ones that look at people and point the finger. When you are the one that created the chaos. Like a lot of people, I don't like mess, but you always in it. Somehow you always in mess, but you don't like it. You are the chaos creator.
Right.
And I don't know what to tell y'all. Well, tell them. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all because I don't create chaos with other people. I don't. But I know that there are people out there who create chaos with other people and then point the finger like as if it's the person beside them, next to them, across the street. That's creating the chaos when you really are the one that's creating the chaos. I don't know what to tell y'all, but stop. Everybody.
Just stop.
Just stop doing self-reflection.
because that mean the thing happen with they self.
No, but see, those are
like that so that people can be around.
Right.
no, but you not understanding. They don't even understand what self-reflection is.
Yeah.
Because if you knew what self-reflection was, you wouldn't be creating chaos with multiple people.
Yeah.
And then you never have self-reflecting. And then when you do self-reflect, you still point the finger. Like, I do this because, I did that because, or I did this because of my mama, or I did this because of my daddy. And it's like, you still own up to what it is. They can't do it to you no more. So you can't use that as an excuse.
Right.
So stop creating chaos with other people. Just stop.
Yeah.
No, for real. Because I just had a situation like that. Like, and then when the person, when the person was caught on the phone, they had nothing to say because I was right there.
Oh my God.
They did a 3 like
That was 1999 to 2000. They did it 3
Self-reflection, mediation, or serious thought about one's character, actions, and motives. Check them. For real.
Google it now.
Okay.
And so definition.
That was a good definition.
What I realized last week is I'm a certified stressor. And so last week I really had a moment where I was stressing about something. You talking about creating chaos, right? I was stressing about something like, how am I gonna get this? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna get this? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna get this? How am I gonna do this? This literally was going on in my head. Bam, did it. Stamp on that. Soon as the stamp was done, how am I gonna get this? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna get this? How am I gonna get this? Just stamp that done. Now it's how am I gonna? And I was like, you're a certified stressor, y'all. Like you just want to be stressed out so bad, girl. Right? You just really want to be stressed out. You done got the money for this, that, and the third. Now you're tripping off of this. Now you're tripping off of that. Girl, just get it together. Just get it together. So I had to give myself a pep talk. But for chaos reminds me of like spinning. You kind of spin out of control. And in dance class, they teach you when you spin it, like to find something to fixate on. And when you spin it, keep looking. So for me, when I'm in the middle of chaos, I try to find a focal point. Like, what do I need to focus on? Like, God help me to focus on whatever it is so I can get through it, so I can get to it, so I can get out of it. And then also with chaos, you know, you want to ride and you start feeling a little queasy and you close your eyes. When I'm going through chaos, I need to close my eyes and just center myself. Because when you see stuff, you're not seeing in the spiritual realm, you're seeing in the physical realm. So sometimes when chaos is going on, I'm not really seeing what's going on. I'm seeing the physical, I'm not seeing what's underlying it. So I may react a total different way, and I just really need to be quiet and get it. So when chaos is going on, how sometimes I respond is just closing my eyes like, okay, let's just recalibrate, if that's the word. Like, let's get it back together. Because if I keep my eyes open, I'm gonna lash out. If I keep my eyes open, I'm gonna be stressed. If I keep my eyes open, I'm jumping off that cliff. So that's how I be responding to chaos.
That's crazy because this week, now we got the conference coming up or whatever, but I done gave that to Jesus. Lord, take the wheel. But on Thursday, I woke up and I felt overwhelmed. I never felt this feeling before, ever. I don't think I've ever felt this feeling. And I be on Marco Polo now, my friends. They like a secret society or something. So I was like, y'all would have added me to the group. Anyway, so they added me. So I woke up and I told them, I didn't watch none of y'all videos. I'm just on here to tell y'all, pray for me. I needed somebody to pray for me because I was, not in a place to pray for myself. But then I sat down and my two babies went to sleep. And I was like, God, you got to give me what I need because I feel out of control. I feel like I'm in chaos, but I created it myself. Because it wasn't nothing that nobody was doing to me. It wasn't like bills is stressing me. It wasn't like the conference is stressing me, like my husband stressing me. It wasn't none of that. And so I sat there and I was like, God, what do I need to do in order to feel peace? Because that's what I need. And I promise, I prayed, I read my Bible, and 30 minutes later, it was gone. The feeling wasn't there no more. And so I was like, dang God, I'm like, is this all I needed to do? Because every single time I feel like this, that was the only time I felt like that, that I can remember. But when it felt like I was drowning. That's what it felt like. It felt like I'm in the deep end of water. I don't know how to swim, and my head keep going down. But I wanted to cry so bad, and I was like, God, help me release this because I need to feel good. I don't want to feel like this. So when Mika just said you create your own, sometimes you can create your own chaos because I don't feel like I'm a chaos. I used to be a chaos starter. But I didn't point fingers. I was like, I started it. Yeah. I never was like, you started it. Right. I was like, I started this joint and I'm going to start, I'm going to finish it. That's how I was. But now with myself, I'm like, I need to start and finish it. No. If I started, God, I finish it because I can't do it on my own. And with chaos, to find peace, the only way I find peace is praying. I can't depend on nobody else. I cannot depend on my husband, my parents, my sister. I can't depend on nobody. I can tell you what it is and I hope that you pray for me. Because I have to sometimes send a message in here with them. In a group message listen y'all, this is what's happening, dog. You know what I'm saying? Pray for me. And the prayer, this is what we gotta do. The prayers, we have to expect them to work. And that's what I do. And they be released. But that self-starting chaos, we need to self-reflect.
And I want to say this too. Sometimes, some of the chaos that we be in, we be scared to let it go because of what people might say or what this person, and it's like she said, I have to surrender. I can't do that. I'm sorry because you could do it with your eyes closed and I can't. You know, and sometimes that creates a chaos within ourselves because we scared to let go of something that you could probably do good, or the world would say. For example, the nanny thing. Me with my kids, I cannot be what is it? I could be a mama. I'm tired of being a mama. I'm gonna put it that way. I'm tired. I'm tired of taking care of kids. I'm tired. Like I don't. And when I say it, people be like, "Are you tired of being a mama?" Because I've been signed up for a lot of things that I don't want to do now. I've been signed up for a lot of things that on certain days to where I just don't want to do it. Having my baby put so much pressure on me because it's like I have older kids. So here I got, 2 boys that's burning stuff in the microwave, doing things like that, pouring on juice, and then here I have a baby. And I'm packing up diaper bags and I'm doing this. I can't do that. I can't. Everybody be like, bring your baby. What is that? I can't have a baby. He has to be 5. 3 to 5. Time machine. He has to be like 3 to 5. Getting out the car on his own. And at first, I used to be
At 1, they can get out the car.
well. He needs to be 2. At 2.
Just so I can get out.
But he could unlock your door, unlock the door. He can step out. No, I'm talking about jump out and out. I need that. And at first I used to be like, no, I'm creating chaos in my head. I'm creating my own chaos because I'm worried about she do it. She got 5 kids. She did it. I'm creating my own chaos. Guess what? I don't give a damn who could do it. I'm getting it out my head because I can't do it. But I'm creating chaos in my head. I'm comparing. When I don't care.
Don't say you can't do it.
I can. I don't want to. I'm not in the mental space to do it. I can because I could. I could do it. I do it. But as far as bringing him along with me, no, I could do it to the point where I'm packing you up to go somewhere. I can't take you with me. You get me? I'm not in the mental space for it. I'm not. I'm not in the mental space, and I was creating chaos trying to hold on to it when it was surrender to the chaos and do what works for you. Absolutely. And don't care with I got 3
everybody else is different.
It's not like this my first child. It's not like, you get what I'm saying? Everybody, and I had to release the chaos, surrender to the chaos that I created in my head based on the comparing and contrasting and what this person and who gonna say. And now I'm like, I surrender. I can't do it. I'm not about to act like I can. I could. I'm just not mentally there. Once I'm mentally there and I'm mentally built up to, we need 2 or 3. You get what I'm saying?
2, like 1.5.
2 or 3. I would be ready. But and guess what? I'm praying to be there soon. I'm praying to be there at 1. I'm praying to be there now. I'm just not there.
That's good.
You feel me? So it's like I'm creating chaos within myself just based on what other people would say.
So how you find peace in that?
I surrender. I have to stop. I found peace on stop comparing and contrasting what she could do with her kids or what this could do with her kids and say I can't do it with mine. And be okay with not doing it.
I think God just showed me something right now that's great because the mental space that I'm in, I kind of feel like you, as far as being a mom, because of the mental space that I'm in right now. My patience is short, so it's like I lash out at my kids constantly, but it's like God allows me to see you lashing out at your kids because of what you got going on right now. So it's like I had to surrender my kids. So it's like, oh, you going with your daddy. So and if that was it wasn't hard for me, but before this mental space, it was hard for me because it's like, those are
They're my
kids.
kids.
Right.
I remember when me and my first baby daddy broke up, and I used to talk to one of my friends, and I used to be like, oh, they with their daddy, and he used to always be like, oh, good. This was like a real friend. Nobody I messed with. He just always be like, well, that's their daddy.
Yeah.
They can go with their daddy, and he used to always make me feel comfortable, like that's their dad.
Yeah.
Right. They're supposed to be.
They supposed to be with their daddy.
Right.
I was gonna
But
say as women,
we're looked at as if we supposed to be the ones that's doing it, and sometimes we can't.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's okay.
It goes back to the airplane. When you're on the airplane, they say to put your oxygen mask on yourself first, and then put it on the child. Because if you sitting there rushing, panicking, anxious, putting it on the child first, then you're not going to be able to breathe. The child's going to be alone by itself.
Right.
So as mothers, we do have chaotic schedules. We got to be a mom, we got to be a worker, we got to be an entrepreneur, we got to be this, that, and the third. And so many times we're looked at as, oh, you have to do. But different strokes for different folks.
Right.
So if you need to tweak something and move something in yourself, you need to. That's why a lot of moms are in the nut house,
Yeah.
because they're like, oh no, as a
Yeah.
mom, these kids are mine and I don't need to send them. No, if you need a break, if you need a moment, you need to take a moment, because that's why people are on Snapped.
Yes.
And I go through that myself, because I'm like, if I need a moment, I just need a moment. So I'm trying to learn now,
Right.
like, to take my moment so I don't lash.
Yeah.
Right.
Take my moment so I'm not real funny with my temperament.
And it was easier for me when I was younger. I don't know. People say your patience grow.
Shorter.
Mine got shorter as I got older.
Oh, I thought that's how it goes.
Oh, it gets shorter? I thought that your patience get more relaxed.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Mine is
But
short.
mine is shorter now that I'm older. The older I get, my patience get shorter. And I feel like as long as I have to stop creating chaos within my head, because what works for you works for you. I got 3 whole kids. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes I be like, I gotta take this one to one school, this one to one school. You feel me? I'm doing I'm doing a lot. I don't care. It's a lot. I run my own business. I'm gonna share your truth. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot.
Right.
And I have to surrender, like, you have to release. You have to make sure that they with some people that you're comfortable with and release it. And it's okay to just say you can't do it. I can't do it. Because then you find yourself being unbalanced. I was unbalanced,
Unhappy.
unhappy. Like, I need balance. Like, I'm over here, I'm getting put, and now that I'm finding balance and I'm starting to, it's like now I'm starting to see more clear. I'm starting to see that I'm surrendering to the chaos that I created, because I had these kids.
And I think that's important. I think one thing, they're with their father. And so we, as Kels was saying too, we take on all this as women and being mothers. And part of that is because we may have not done the right way. We should have prepared.
Facts.
Yes. So we have to, because we're supposed to be a unit.
Yeah.
And because it's not a unit, then you take on 100% of the things. Well, maybe 95%, and then the other party takes on a shorter percent.
But
And
let me
then-
tell you this though too, because even when I was with my kid's father, I still felt like I felt more of a single mother than I did with us being apart. Because now that we are apart, you are over there.
Right.
We're not having to figure it out together. It's like I actually get a break because they're at your house. Not we're living together and we have to, could your mama watch them? Could you, we doing it together. When we separated, it was like, they with their daddy. I ain't saying, you feel me? They with their daddy, but when we was together, I felt like I was more of a single parent than I was.
You still doing everything.
You feel me? Now that we're not together, it's like,
I'm talking about like, and I'm not saying that this is the right way of doing things, but I'm saying like to have a relationship, to be married, and to get the, you know what I'm saying, like having that support unit where both of you are doing what God created us to do when we have kids. I'm speaking for myself. Like I take on all the pressure because I made a decision not to actually be in a relationship that I wanted to grow into what I know God
Right.
intended for a man and a woman to be. So then the woman takes on full percent of the responsibilities because the unit is not there.
Right.
Not to say that you're not separated. When we have children, it is meant for a man and a woman to create a child together, right? So, but for as mothers, when we're not with the man,
We gotta
we
take
take on all of that. It was
yeah.
never supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
So we taking on all this stuff, and it drives us crazy. And so now we're trying to find peace, but I don't think there's anything wrong. I actually commend you in doing that because it's part of his responsibility too. But for some reason, society makes us feel like we have to take on the full role of what's supposed to be done. But they're supposed to, and it's okay because now they're in a healthy place, and you're recognizing that you're fixing what needs to be fixed over here. It's not like you're like they're gonna be over there. I'm done with it.
Right.
It's like I'm praying for this to get to a place where I can be with my child the way that I want to be, or whatever the case is. So that's big.
Right,
To
which
me.
is important because your child is going to receive the benefits of having
A greater
you gonna have the child is gonna receive a healed, happy mom.
yes.
Yeah.
Not a mom that's faking the funk that cry when the baby sleep.
Yes. Yes.
And then another response to us as moms going, giving up our lives, giving up this. That's how you end up with the mamas like, I own you. You gonna go to the school I want you to. You gonna do the thing. You gonna live the life that I want you to live. Cause guess what? Mama didn't have no life. Mama gave up her life for you. So now I'm living through you. And that's how you end up. So it's like you can't give up your whole life because when you know you gotta have your own identity even as a mom.
Tune in next week. This is